Hey guys, welcome back to Words of War. My name is Jorge Guerra.
And I'm Sergio Guerra.
And today we're going to be going over, we watched Need for Speed with Aaron Paul. I'm not remember who directed it. But Need for Speed, if you need to catch up to speed on it, it's actually a video game. It comes from a video game that's all about, like, it's racing cars and, like, all that jazz. So, disclaimer, it's stupid to drive in streets and just race your friends. It works in video games, doesn't work in real life, so just to let you know. But yeah, so this movie starts, Aaron Paul, he's this guy who runs a shop, a mechanic shop, and he's from a small town in New York, where they get together, like, all these different little races and stuff like that. So he's a really well-known driver from there. And there's other guy who's a well-known driver from there too, and he goes on to, like, race, the Indy 500 and, like, all this stuff. So he goes rich and famous, and Aaron Paul's character stays in town. So, it's that rivalry of the two best drivers from that town. So anyways, years pass, and this guy comes back. He ends up killing one of Aaron Paul's friends. Spoilers, which was in the trailer. But anyway, so it creates this even bigger rivalry between them, and now Aaron Paul goes to jail for that murder that he was framed for, and it's this whole journey of Aaron Paul hunting this guy down pretty much through racing, to get his revenge or avenge his friend.
And by the way, the murder is car related. He doesn't go out and stab his friend or anything.
Yeah, he clips
on a
the
race.
Tire. He clips the tire and flips over. So anyway, as far as my opinion, I thought I enjoyed this movie. It was fun. Like I said, as a fantasy thing, it's cool. I've never been a big car guy. I've never been like ooh, cars. But it was a good time. I thought the characters were cool, even though they were staple characters. Like, you're like, oh yeah, well, like, we haven't seen that character 1,000 times. I think the people that they got to play them did pretty well in doing so. Aaron Paul, I was really expecting a yo bitch, but unfortunately we didn't get any here. Breaking Bad reference. But anyways, I think he did a really good job. The main girl, I thought she's super cute, and I thought she was good. And all the little supporting cast, I thought it was a good little group. Like, by the end of the movie, you ended up kind of liking them. There were some lulls, I think, as far as the story goes. I think, throughout the very beginning, I was kind of like, they could have really cut, like, back on this. Like, it's just too long. But, like, in the scheme of things, I think the time spent in that little beginning part, ended up working. I personally, like I said, I did enjoy it. As far as the bad things in it that I didn't enjoy, like I said, with some of the plot holes, I think towards the end there were some parts that I feel, if you've played the game, you're gonna really like the fact that they put in just about every kind of scenario that's been in the games, drifting and just racing in the highway, racing in the circuit, racing as well as against the cops. So all that's in there, which I think is really cool from a gaming aspect. But sometimes I feel that gets in the way of what the movie was. I thought it had like a really 80s feel as far as like the way the story went and stuff like that. So I personally enjoyed it. I've watched Fast and the Furious, and I kind of enjoyed this a little bit more than I do those films, just because it felt more like a buddy film, and I had a good time on it. So what did you think?
Well, I agree. It felt like reminiscent of like an 80s film, the way that it was structured and all. The racing aspect, I've never been a big fan of myself, but I did find it entertaining, in the scope of how they built, the story as it went along. I think it definitely was a long movie, but it didn't feel very long because they kind of kept the action like pretty good, like from the beginning, There's parts of it that I really enjoyed. I think it really picks up around the halfway point. From like about the halfway point of the film to the end, I think it's a great film. Before that, there's just a lot of little things, that get on my nerves, and part of this might just be me getting older or something, but the whole, I get, okay, you're driving and you're racing or whatever, that's always going to be dangerous, but these guys do so many stupid things, like stupid dangerous, and I don't know, I've had friends, unfortunately, that have had accidents because of racing. I have friends that have lost people because of it. Not always racers themselves, but because of the accidents that those kind of people cause. So just personally, there's nothing to do with the movie, but personally, I don't like seeing that like glorified, so that's just my own thing. Take that away from it, and it's a pretty good film. It's enjoyable. There's a good chemistry with like the main group. It's got its funny moments, lighter moments. A lot of the racing type scenes actually are shot very well. They look very nice. George said he saw an interview where they're talking about most of this is all practical effects, no CG and stuff. So that's good. There's definitely a lot more realism in the way that they drive these cars here than compared to, let's say, the last Fast and the Furious, where they were breaking the laws of physics all the time. There's only like one time here that you're like, come on, dude. But it's fine.
That was cool.
But yeah, it's all right. So overall, I thought it was a good film. I personally, like I said, I just don't like the fact that they're glorifying. Even if you see it, it's really stupid, dangerous things that they do. It's not even like, I don't mind the racing, it's just the way they go about it is really, really dumb. But the acting overall was really, really solid, and I thought it was a good time. So, ratings wise, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it an 8, honestly, because I'm probably gonna pick this up because I really think Aaron Paul is really kind of coming into his own as an actor, and this was just fun to watch with him. Again, like I said, for all you Breaking Bad people, there was no yo bitch in it, but it was still good. It was a good time, and I think I could sit there and watch this more than once, just if I feel like watching a racing flick.
Well, for me, I think it's a good story. It's kind of long. I don't know how many more times I'd be able to sit through the whole thing, but I would still recommend the movie. I would tell people, go ahead and go watch it or whatever. We saw it in 3D. Oh, yeah. I don't necessarily think the 3D added a lot to this movie in particular. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. So I'd give it a score of a 7.5. I think cool. It was pretty good. Little things they could have done better, shortened the film, to make it a little bit more solid in the story, because it gets a little vague every now and then. But still fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, let us know what you think. If you go watch this, let us know what you thought of Aaron Paul. If you thought how the story was built. If you're a big car person, let us know. I'm sure we missed a lot of car stuff because we're like 4 wheels and it drives, right? but yeah, let us know what you thought about it. If you're a big fan of the game, also I would like to hear what you thought about it. Let us know what you want us to watch next week and the weeks coming in this month. But again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff here in the bottom. And my name is Jorge Guerra.
I'm Sergio Guerra.
And y'all have a good one. Bye.